Let's do a hot minute.
Yeah, this is a hot minute right now.
Okay.
So this is Tradehold from Closing Staff. I'm actually here with our special guest, Perfect Survey.
Perfect survey.
So this is a hot minute, and we're actually waiting for Distro at the moment. But at the moment, we're just gonna talk about what's hot.
What's hot right now is Doom Eternal. Get Doom Eternal, put on the helmet, start slaying demons. This is the best way to cure your cabin fever with all your frustration. Don't be one of those whiny, complainy people. Play Doom Eternal. Get it out your system.
So between Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing, you say Doom Eternal, or?
Oh yeah, well, Doom Eternal, definitely for those that are that type, just always complaining ever since they came out the womb. But those that know how to compliment Animal Crossing, definitely. People that are like the silver lining type, yeah, that is a cloud, but I see the silver lining. That is the perfect choice for those type of folks, Animal Crossing.
Wow. Perfect Survey knows how to speak. But yeah, no, I was going to say they're not even like comparable, to be honest. But obviously when games release at the same time, people always try to compare them. It's like, oh, no, get Doom Eternal. No, Animal Crossing. I'm like, they're not the same genre. Why are you comparing them?
Yeah, you can't pit them and nor can you pit people's gaming preferences. What I think is awesome, you might think is trash, and vice versa. You qualify your gaming needs, And right now, with everybody staying at home, being safer at home, they're probably suffering from cabin fever. I've seen a few people just day one lose their shit, So you guys need to know what's hot, and what's hot right now is Spawn, Mortal Kombat 11. All you Todd McFarlane followers.
Hell yeah.
Definitely, pun intended. Hell yeah,
dude. That's honestly one of the biggest reasons I even want Mortal Kombat 11. I actually wanted Spawn to be in there with Jason Voorhees and Freddy in the last one. That would have been so sweet. And it was a huge rumor. Didn't happen. Yeah. They finally brought him in on this one. I'm actually hoping Rocksteady's new game that they haven't unveiled yet is going to be Spawn.
Oh.
That would be so sick.
We
talked about it a few times.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. What they've done with the whole Spawn DLC from MK11, they definitely did it justice. They used the guy, I forgot the actor's name, but the voice, it works. The interactions with all the other characters. Check it out. There's an Spawn intro video out there on the net. Well done, NetherRealm Studios. Definitely one of my favorite studios of all time.
Did they say anything about what they're going to work on? Well, next after MK11?
I do not know. Who knows if they're gonna...
they probably are working on something already, I'm sure.
They may pivot back to, what they've been doing with the DC characters.
Injustice?
With Injustice. I would love for them to hear this and do something about it. I'm a big Shaolin Monks fan. And with stay at home, you might have, your significant other, a sibling. Heck, you can even invite the neighbor over. That couch co-op, Kung Fu kicking action. It was so good back in the day on the PS2 Shaolin Monks. If you haven't played it, get an emulator, put it on a PC that can handle that ROM, play it with somebody else. That game kicks ass.
Or just hope that the PS5 will actually have backwards compatible with PS2.
Oh yeah.
Which that's still a huge rumor that has no substantiality to it, but that's a hope. I really would not put any hopes into it, though.
The PS5 is probably going to look like a double cheeseburger by the time they make one in comparison to the PS4. But, if they definitely get something out by then, come on, NetherRealms. Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, heck, maybe even a Sub-Zero Mythologies kind of play. They got an upcoming cartoon, Scorpion's Revenge.
I heard about that.
In April. Yeah, I can't wait. The same art group and crew for Batman Beyond is running that show, and I'm looking forward to it. So
yeah, I like Batman Beyond. I remember back when it was releasing, though, not too many people were into it, but I dug it.
Oh, the style, the action, the
new
way it's animated.
All the fancy gadget it had now.
Yeah.
And it's all the type of stuff that they do now in more of the futuristic games. It's like all those gadgets that he had on, they're putting it on as Deus Ex and all those more futuristic games. They have some similar abilities or gear now.
Yep.
So yeah, man.
And Batman Beyond for Western, animation. I mean, as an anime fan, right? You see a lot of like, I guess you could say Western crappy art, right? But they definitely have like a signature style, and for that to be applied to all the characters like Goro and Sub Zero. I mean, there's a preview trailer on the net. Check it out. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. I can't wait to watch that.
Have you seen the Castlevania series yet?
Oh, all 3 episodes or seasons. They've done a really good job. I think, if you're a Simon Belmont fan, like, Castlevania 1, you're probably not going to get the art style. You got to get a little more deeper into like Symphony of the Night, where they actually made it like that Japanese anime look. And man, it is a really nice
Did they give
triple
Symphony of
series.
the Night a Japanese anime look? I don't.
Yeah,
I think it was more the Nintendo Game Boy Advance and Nintendo DS ones that they had that anime look.
Yeah, when you interact with characters, even on the intro as Alucard, talking to like all the other vampires and people interacting, you have the little headshot, and it's all like that Japanese anime look, like that style, And I'm not talking chibi anime. I'm talking like the
more serious one.
Yeah, the more serious feudal Japan times kind of like look.
I was gonna say, I'm like, now I get what you're saying. All right.
And speaking of anime, another recommendation.
There it is. I know it is.
Altered Carbon, Resleeved. If you haven't seen it, there's people from Cowboy Bebop, the Street Fighter V kind of look, CGI style. The action scenes on there are just so kick-ass. And if you haven't seen Altered Carbon, the TV series, it's definitely worth watching. But you can easily jump into this animation. It's well played. I'm a fan. So
I know Perfect Survey and I were talking about this just a little bit before recording. Yeah, I'm not caught up on all of this the media stuff. So so I don't even know what was it, Altered Carbon.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know what that was. And I was like, Resleeved, and I still haven't seen Cowboy Bebop. We've talked about that before. You would think as an Asian I would be caught up on a lot of these classics, but no, I don't have time to watch a lot of anime. I have a hard enough time catching up with video games.
You're Asian? I thought you were Mexican.
Oh, yeah, totally. One of the first jobs I had, speaking of Perfect Survey, I actually got a Perfect Survey from one of those, the mystery shoppers.
Wow.
But they classified me as Mexican. Yeah, when they filled out their survey, and they gave it to my manager, who was also the owner. And he actually had it pinned up because he was so proud. He's like, "Oh, dude, you're the only one in this whole shopping mall. I worked in the mall. You're the only one in this whole shopping mall that got a perfect score."
Yeah.
But they classified you as Mexican. And I was like, okay.
No, hey, that's why I bear the moniker Perfect Survey. I mean, there's people that actually do a good job, but they miss one thing. When people walk away and say thank you, the best way to thank me is through a perfect survey, especially when it's something that's exercised to measure the level of service. And I'll rock that until the end of time, because I truly believe people that do a good job should be recognized. So for all you assholes out there that got really good service and never took the time to fill out a perfect survey, shame on you.
Yeah.
Shame on you. But hey, you could still make up with it. I mean, you can do everything from a review, recognize people through your social media. It doesn't always have to conform in, the process that you find at the bottom of receipts. A perfect survey can also be a gift. Somebody can show up and go, dude, here you go. Thank you for hooking it up. And speaking of a perfect survey, I had to give one to my man Rich over at my home store. So, thank you much, and keep driving it. Keep driving it. I keep forgetting. I shouldn't say my ASL.
Now, the thing about Perfect Survey is he does not work for GameStop anymore, but he was a store manager for quite a while. I never directly worked with you, no?
Nope.
We never directly worked, but we met on a few, store inventory exchanges or something like that. Well, you have to go into a store and say, like, I need this for my store. And so we had to do that process on the POS where I had to do a store transfer. That's what it was. Store transfer. So.
In hand.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You could ship it or carry it. And man, hand carry is, another term. Somebody should rock that. But yeah, hand carry was a great reason to get out the store and go check out other stores and see what's going on. And, I don't think we were ever reimbursed for the gas.
Nope. Of course not.
But, we were okay with that. I know I was, because for me, it was like a whole new adventure. Like,
yeah.
I'm getting paid to go
just
check out another store.
Yeah, check out another store.
And I was never that dude that goes, oh, by the way, you're missing this and you're missing that. I was always that guy that said, hey, you're missing that just in case some so-and-so comes by and gives you crap,
Yep. Just in case like a district or regional stop by and like, you had to give that heads up.
Yeah, and those guys were bred to be douchebags.
Yeah.
I mean, they wake up in the morning, they have their cup of coffee, and then they sit in a panel room of 20 people, and then you got one major douchebag guy, going, all right, you douchebags, we need to up the douchebag game. You got hardworking people, getting minimum wage, driving the businesses for everybody, going the extra mile for all their regulars and customers. And we're not going to recognize that. We want to point out, the flaws. We don't want to spend too much time with the attaboys, because if we recognize more, people are going to get lax. They're going to get comfortable.
Yeah. I knew a decent amount of people who went from store leader who were super cool, super chill. Then they got promoted to district, and they just slowly just douchebagged. Like,
yep.
I've seen it. I've seen that transition, and yeah, man, that sucks.
There's some people that just don't make a good salesperson because they're so honest.
Yeah.
Right?
A little too blunt.
Just too blunt. They'll even redirect business and go, hey, save your money. You can get it cheaper over here,
Yeah.
But ultimately, sometimes that can change and translate into somebody returning and going, because you were so honest and upfront with me, I'm going to drop some dollars.
Yeah.
I'm going to be your whale.
Mm-hmm.
And whale is a retail term for, a regular that drops bad money, like drops heavy dollars.
A whale is something that's very well known in the mobile community.
Mm-hmm.
That's someone, who drops a lot of money. But yeah.
Hence the Grand Theft Auto 5, the whale shark and whatever, the cards.
The shark cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it comes to, driving retail, it's, how much blood can you give the blood god? Never enough, right? Never enough. You could sell. I mean, it's impossible. Or is it? You can only close the store down if you sold everything.
I know, right?
But if you're keeping stuff in the back stock, how are you going to sell it? Dude? And you're being told, remove your top stock, put it in back stock. Well, how are people going to know?
Yeah.
What's in my inventory? How am I going to sell that?
I think it's very ironic that the GameStop corporate wants these surveys to come in, and they make sense that you want surveys that you're doing well, who's doing really well and who's not based on the customer surveys. But there's two things against this. There's two contradictory parts to that. One is that most of the time, people spend more time complaining than they do, filling out surveys that go, yeah, this guy was great, this girl was great. They just, if they have complaints, then they do the survey, usually. And at the same time, GameStop corporate also spends more time pointing out mistakes than they do, commemorating someone who's done a good job. So.
Yeah, and then, with this irony. Whole, it's a retail corporation, right? With this whole, shut down and, the controversy of wow, they're still operating,
That's quote unquote essential business.
Yeah. Look, I left my other job, which, prior to going to GameStop, which paid a lot more money, looked a lot better on the resume, but I left because there was a lot of toxic people, a lot of callous spirits,
mm-hmm.
And it was vampiric. It was just draining. I feed off of positive energy. Mm-hmm. Some people feed off the negative, but that's not me. So, I wanted to not only have experiences, create experiences, and I knew going into GameStop, that it was just corporate retail. Most people are appalled because there's a disconnect between, let's say, the marketing team.
Yeah.
Right? They give you this whole update, and have you ever been to the store? I mean, this doesn't apply. Right?
Yeah.
And these are things that retail is very well known for. A lot of people's first jobs are retail.
Yeah.
And as a gamer too, like you go into GameStop thinking, oh, this is gonna feed my gamer addiction. It's quite the contrary. You don't get enough time to play games.
Yeah.
You're actually talking about them.
Yep.
You're knowing about them, but I don't think you really get time to touch it.
Yep.
Especially if you're a store leader or assistant, store leader, senior sales. I mean,
I feel like pretty much anything above a game advisor.
Yeah.
Because there's only 3 positions now. I don't know if they changed that, but I think there's only 3 positions above GA, and everything is tiered key holder.
Yeah.
So at that point, you're not really having much time to play games.
I guess you could say it, right? If you have a key, you're not going to have time to play games.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, hopefully all of you out there are being safe and healthy. We gave you a few recommendations to cure that cabin fever. There's a lot more coming. I mean, for me, I'm still waiting on that Cuphead DLC.
Yeah. We got the Persona 5 Royal coming out. Oh, yeah. The Persona 5 Royal coming out. Final Fantasy 7 Remake coming out, too.
Yeah, and Cyberpunk 2077. I mean...
Did that get pushed back?
Let them take their time.
Yeah.
I've seen, what they've done with Witcher, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with this Cyberpunk 2077. I can't wait.
Yeah. And look at just in time for Distro. I think we're going to end this section of the hot take. Unless, real quick, Distro wants to add anything into a hot minute right now. Talking about what's hot. We were just talking about Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing.
What is very hot is Doom. What is very hot is Animal Crossing. What is very hot is this room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we're
taking
gonna
my shirt off.
So we're gonna end this part of Hot Minute, and we'll see you again in the.
That wasn't a minute.
But it's a good small segment.
And can I do it? And this is closing staff, because if you're opening, you're by yourself.
I like it.